Big up, everybody. It's your girl, Sophie Soph, back here on Sophia's Football Talk for a much, you know, long waited new episode of the Opps. This time, we got a lot to talk about. Today, I'm just kicking my feet up. I'm just going to be the host today. We'll of course bring a little bit of spice, a little bit of sparkle when it's needed, but today it's been some exciting games. Of course, the big one, which was Man City versus Chelsea, where Chelsea, technically, they probably should have won that game. But hey, at least they took away some points from Man City. We'll talk about that. And Arsenal, 5-0 against Burnley. We know Burnley are crap. We know. But Arsenal, wow. And Liverpool doing their thing, still at top with injuries, which we will be talking about.
The same, we have injuries.
Yeah, I did mention that, Hubert. Yes. But let me, let me introduce my guest here. We got Tony, Arsenal fan. How are you, Tony? Are you good?
Hey, Sofia. Nice to be on your show again. Always a honor to always come to show you love down here. And what a great day of football today. Great games played today. Amazing games today. And can't wait to chop it up with the other guests down here. Big ups to you.
Big up, 100%. Yeah. And big up to you, Hubert. How are you? Are you good?
Yeah. Life is good. I mean, actually, it's not good. It's a bit mid. I'll go into, but yeah. Thanks, Sammy. We're going to discuss. It's actually been a brilliant game for Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, probably. Like we can. It's a brilliant. I think United fans as well, because City dropping points. City dropping points is the best thing I think everyone wants to see. I think that's the perfect. But especially a Chelsea fan, Hanno is excited, isn't? I think so, at least. Are you happy with the point? I think you should. I think you should personally, but it's your opinion.
We'll dive into that. And Hanno, welcome to you, Chelsea fan. How are you doing, Hanno? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. Going into this show, I was like, City, I'm not expecting much. So if we lose, it's fine. Nobody can cook me because it's expected. And then when we went 1 up, I was thinking, okay, nah. I'm glad I said yes. I'm glad I said this. And then, of course, the equalizer, which I will get to with the celebration. I will get to that.
Hey, one City scored. I was like, oh, same story. Man City, here we go. 1, 2, 1.
Hey, we'll dive into that. Man. We will 100% talk about that. Yeah, hey, that will be the first talking point. But I just, have to, of course, do my due diligence by saying, like this video, because the more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there for more people to see. Also, indeed, subscribe to the channel. We're still on the road to 3K subscribers. So help us subscribe, people, seriously. And also feel free to join the SFT membership. Link is in the description box. I also have linked the channels of my guests here in the description box. So make sure that you do subscribe to them. Big up to Helen, aka Henry, one of our members. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Ravi. Yes, indeed, like and subscribe.
All big up, Ravi.
Jordan. Yes,
Jordan.
Yes, and big up to Sane. Sane, you know what? I'm gonna save this comment. This is a good one. We'll talk about it. Yes. And Ravi actually has posted or dropped your YouTube link here, Tony. The same for you as well.
Yeah, Ravi is a big friend of mine.
Show some love, people.
Big ups to you, Ravi. Thank you very much. 100%. And big ups to Helen Raybould. Big ups to you, Lewis Jackson. Big ups to you, Jordan Damon. Walkwit. Big ups to you.
Zane, everybody that's here. But yeah, let's start to talk about. I mean, we were just into it already. Man City Chelsea game. I want to hear your thoughts, Hanno. Talk, through your thoughts about the game. How did you feel when Sterling scored the goal? Didn't really celebrate against his former team. Tell me, bro.
I'm going to give you the all emotion roller coaster. So
Go ahead.
I'm like, of course, I'm just watching because I want to watch. See what we do. I'm not expecting anything. Then that first 10 minutes, City just keep on attacking. Haaland, that was his first City missed, first one. We'll get to all of his sitters. Missed, that was the first one. Header, um, wide, very far wide. But then around what I'd say the 15th minute, we started attacking a bit more. I think then after that first or second counter attack, I was like, okay, now we in this, in this one. Then of course it's back and forth. Jackson, Sterling, more so Jackson. Oh, that chance 1-on-1 with Edison. Shit. I would love to say 2 minutes from Darwin Nunes, but if I'm honest, Nunes finishes that. Like Nunes,
Yes.
he scores that, so I can't even say that. But that just sunk me, and then the goal. Oh, that goal made me go ballistic. I was like, because I was in disbelief. Then we hold on, gets to the 60th minute, 65th minute. I'm like, oh shit! Surely they're attacking now a lot. They're going to score one somewhere. It gets to the past the 70th minute. They still haven't scored. Starts believing, hope. And then of course that goal. But I think the players put in a big shift. Poch tactically really done well. I get why
Except
people
the second half, though. Second half at the end, I think he kind of messed up a little bit, in my opinion.
I think he went defensive though. I think he went as a draw, so I think he just went back full defensive, which I think that's understandably so, because I think any of us here in the panel will take a draw at Etihad. Anyone, and I think
of course,
a draw at Etihad is a good, especially for Chelsea who are in shit. Well, you can say they're actually shit for, to be fair. They've actually got a draw. But knowing Chelsea, they drop points next weekend, and they somehow, where's that?
That's a point that I want to come on to. But I think I get why people blame on the subs. But if I'm 1-0 up at the Etihad, I probably also go defensive. I maybe just change one of the subs order-wise. But if you're 1-0 up at the Etihad, you usually go defensive. Like, it just is. I probably also would have gone defensive. The only thing I might have changed is bringing off selling later and bringing off Jackson. So a bit later. So yeah. I get that, but yeah, it is what it is.
But you're taking it hindsight. Either way, you're of course like at the end of the day, you're taking a point, of course. But like there were moments at the end where City, when for instance, what you've said, when Rodri scored, you're thinking, "Dang it, are they doing it again?"
All the hard work, that he did.
Hard work, and the horrible thing is, it came off the Sassy as well. Like that.
He was actually good that game. He was actually good.
He was good.
He was good.
Oh, brother, have you seen what Rodri said? Rodri said, you know what you said now? And guess what? He said, what? I don't want to talk about that referee. I don't want to talk about... He's using referees as an excuse, Rodri.
Oh, interesting, Rodri. I mean, did people notice, what was it?
The penalty appeals?
Kyle Walker...
You know what? Remember Chelsea at home when they should have actually won because they shouldn't have had a penalty. Yeah, Rodri. Yeah, we all see can deserve that.
Also, Yuvraj, please allow Hanno. It's Chelsea's turn. Allow Hanno
I'll just say the Rodri news.
Please stop.
But there were 3 penalty appeals. 3 penalty appeals for Manchester City. Of course, that's Haaland one. Very similar to the first goal, to the penalty in the earlier game this season. And it's against Chilwell holding on to him. Luckily, this time, of course, the ball doesn't come to him. It's cleared before it comes to the back post. So that one's very similar. That ball goes past and it is in Haaland's path, then probably penalty. The Walker one, I get why people say it's a penalty, but for me, I don't think it's a penalty because Walker wasn't in control of that ball. That ball is coming across. I don't think Walker has touched that ball in any way. Maybe I need to see it back again. So yeah. And then what, the Cowell one? I don't think it's a penalty because if you're giving that as a penalty, football's gone basically because I can't now jump and if the ball I come down, the ball hits me on the arm. Like, should he chop his arm off? What should he do in that situation? So, if a penalty was going to be given, I think the Walker one is the best one to give. But like you've said there, and one of the pundits that was on said it perfectly. We've seen Chelsea this season put up big performances, and then the week after, West had gone. That I think that's the main point out of all of this. It's not that Chelsea played well or Sterling scored or City had loads of chances. Of course, from City point of view, there's loads to talk about for them, but from Chelsea point of view, so we've got Liverpool next week, Carabao Cup final. Does this performance take us into that? Do we play the same way or same attitude or just performance levels than we did today? That's a big question on Chelsea. For Poch probably could have done a bit better with his subs, but I don't blame him entirely. I get why he made the subs, but probably should have left an attacker, one or two more attackers on, but just is what it is. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else. City, Haaland, shout out to Haaland, Norway international, best striker. Best striker that is out there. Big shout out to him. Man of the match performance today. Absolute man of the match performance. Immaculate. Yeah.
And not a good game for him today. Lord have mercy.
He didn't have a good game, but this game, we did really well, but I can't see this game going. If some of the blocks we made falls to one of the City players, they score. Haaland just forces a save from one of his headers from Petrovic. That mean there was a shot from Bernardo Silva, I believe, on the edge of the box. Later on in the game, we've seen that shot so many times gone into that far post. So, it was an interesting game. I think if City turn up, if we drop our level probably 5% more performance levels, we lose that game. But yeah, no, we did really well. A point, probably unlucky just to go away with a point, but fair enough. But massive shout out to the Sassy, Palmer, Sterling. Who else had a good game? Cole, he definitely had. Gusto. And then
Gusto, I really like him, man. Really like his stuff. That's a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's
I
actually
think that's about all. And Petrovic. Caicedo. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. It's becoming closer for me to say he's just a system player, but that's another topic for another day.
What about Enzo? Thoughts on him?
Um, yeah, Enzo. It just wasn't in the game, really. If I'm thinking back, like there wasn't many times I saw him on the ball. It was mostly off the ball. It did the work, really. So yeah, some games it does turn up. I just think also the fitness levels of him to play. There was that one game he played. I think it was before the Man United game. What game? I think it was Brighton we played before we played you guys. He put in an absolute shift and then was dead in the New York game. Yeah, against Brighton. He played really well and then just we didn't see him against you. So he does have his big performances, but yeah. So yeah. No, there were positives. I think the performances, but that performance will only be a positive. Will only be a positive if we take that performance into the Liverpool game.
Yeah, if it's like more so, you'll be consistent, you'll be sustainable. Because, like you said, you know, it's not like you haven't had good performances this season. Obviously, prior to the other game at the bridge, you drew 4-4 with them. So it can be.
And the game
offset. It can show up when it doesn't matter, but it's more so the following week after you then suddenly fall off. So there's no consistency with the I think that's the key.
So
anything else you want to add?
If we can extend it to more consistent, then I
agree.
We do this. It's a positive, but for now, players positive, and I think we just take out how they played as a positive, knowing that that is their level. We know these players can play at that level. Let's see if they can keep it up consistency wise. So
yeah. I also want to bring Tony into this. Tony, were you able to watch this game?
Yeah, sure, definitely. I did watch the Chelsea game. See, I would just say this clear and simple. Chelsea went above the odds to actually play that game, and you saw what happened down there. People forget that it's a constructive continuum. It's not just a game that Chelsea just went into and put up that performance. Mind you, 2 games away from this, you played against Aston Villa away in the FA Cup. You got that win in your bag, and when you get into big time matches, these are the games you need to get in your arm before you get into a place like the Etihad, into the Dragons' Den, to go, touch the Lions' Hill. So they did beat Aston Villa in that FA Cup game. They did go into the London Derby against Crystal Palace. A very, very important win against Crystal Palace. People tend to forget that that's a London Derby. So coming off a bounce, 2 games at a trot. Mind you, in your last 2 games in the league, you lost woefully against Wolves in the last game before those 2 wins. You also did lose horribly against Liverpool. So it was very, very important that you did get wins in order for you to go into this Etihad game. So definitely you did get those wins, and you went into the Etihad and put up a decent performance. So let's just look into what really happened in that game. You're playing against a City team at the Etihad, so definitely if you're a team that really wants to come out with a point, you have to choke the midfield, make sure that Phil Foden doesn't get to the ball, you have to make sure that you completely press these guys and you defend in a very compact way. And that's what Chelsea did today. You defended compactly. And again, one of the positives that you guys will see about Chelsea this season is when Caicedo is playing in a double pivot. Yeah, seems amazing when he plays with Enzo in a double pivot. Yeah, I understand that Enzo isn't playing at a very effective level, but again, if you do play him in a double pivot with Moise Caicedo, you can at least bring up the best in Caicedo because it gives him the room to actually break up play in the middle of the park. And when you're playing against a team like City, you need that a strong man running in the midfield, trying to break up play and truncate the kind of seamless connection that Man City actually pull together in the middle of the park. And that's why it's very evident you never saw Phil Foden at the ball. Kevin De Bruyne was misplacing passes here and there. Rodri didn't really insert himself into the game. Usually always go into offensive and advanced positions, but Chelsea midfield kind of like a little bit truncated that movement, and that was because Moise Caicedo had the room to operate in the middle of the park, and that's what he brings to the table. Haaland missed lots of chances today. You would say that Haaland poor showing by him, and of course he does understand this. That's why he kind of like shoved off the camera at the end of the game today. Bitter performance by him today, of course. Chelsea restricted Manchester City to a 2.81 XG today. Of course, but Chelsea went with a mega 1.42 XG today. But again, you had the Etihad, stadium. So for you to limit the XG to a 2.81 level today, that was completely amazing. But again, Man City got the ball possession today. They ran the show most of the time, held possession of the ball, 71% ball possession to, I think, 29 ball possession in total today for Chelsea Football Club. So, that's big. But one of the alarm bells that did sound out today was the goal attempt. Manchester City had about a 31 goal attempt today to Chelsea just managing 9 today, which shows you how effective Manchester City usually used to be at the Etihad. But again, when you do check the shots on goal, they were restricted to just 5 shots on goal today to Chelsea, who had 29% of the ball possession, but had about 6 shots on goal today, which is quite decent if you're checking in the grand scheme of things. So they had a very game today. There are lots of positives to take away from that game with Chelsea Football Club. Mind you, you did get a win against Aston Villa. You did get a win against Crystal Palace in the London Derby. So, with this, there comes a time to your season, where you have to have statement draws or statement wins. Any of those two really helps. This was a statement draw. This was a statement game. It shows that they could go to the, to the bigger club side and go grab a point. But again, it's not something far from reality. Chelsea Football Club this season have the knack. They have the penchant for the big games this season. Mind you, when Liverpool came to the bridge this season, they actually drew with Liverpool. They took points away from Liverpool this season. They took points away from Arsenal Football Club this season. They took away points from Manchester City when they came to the Stamford Bridge this season also. So you really need to, Hanno, I allowed you to talk. Let me just finish up. Yeah, I also finished. So Chelsea, for some reason this season, have a penchant and a knock, for the big games this season, something like that. Yeah, but where they have a big problem is the consistency. Where do they go from here? Because you don't just go to the Etihad, pick up points down there, and next week probably against Newcastle, or in the next game against Liverpool, you've been beaten by 5 goals to 1. It's more about the consistency. It's more about the connection, and the team harmony, and also how the manager sets up to play. His substitutions today gave him off today. He brought in Nkunku. What did Nkunku do? And for me, Nicholas Jackson up top, amazing player. I think Chelsea fans really undervalue this player. I'm not saying most of them, but with the opinions of sample, they don't really attach much importance to Nicholas Jackson as a player in this team. But his hold-up play today, oh my God, completely amazing. He was holding the press for Chelsea Football Club, constantly probing that back four of Manchester City, causing some certain mistakes today. Got into space today himself, where he had a one-on-one chance to actually score goals. If he was a more prolific striker today, he should have been getting nothing less than 2-3 goals today at the back of the net today. So, you could also check all this things hypothetically too. City got those chances, but in reality, Chelsea did have chance to actually cause pain to Manchester City today. So that's a testament to what this team can actually achieve if they do a play with a certain level of consistency, and if Poch can be able to grow into this game, get in the people that will help him to achieve what he wants to do and how he wants to play. Because I still think this team isn't really his team yet. Still needs to go into the transfer window and get what he needs to help this team. But for me, good point for Chelsea. Along the way, my London rivals have been able to help me take away points from Manchester City, in which I'm going head to head with for the title this season. So I've just gazumped them for the second place. Yeah, they do have a match in hand, but come on, for City to lose point at the Etihad, I wasn't dreaming of that today. So it comes in handy for Arsenal, who sit at second position today. Great draw today. I loved it, every bit of it.
Of course he did. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's funny now. After I'm done with the stream later, I'll be seeing Man City fans, be a little rattled, and it's fun. For once, it is fun. Be a little rattled. But Hanno, I think you wanted to add something to what Tony was saying.
Yeah, on this point of beating all of the big teams, this is only the first proper time we've beaten a team away from home. Of course, Tottenham away from home doesn't really count. 9 men. Lost to United, lost to Liverpool, got better both times. So going away to the Etihad, that was a good thing. But you're right. We will do you a favor again. 12th of March, early kickoff at the Emirates. We're going to do you another favor, man.
Hey, come on. One more.
Thanks.
You never know. I doubt it.
Just make sure you do us a favor and let us win the cup.
No. Actually, you may beat us, actually. No, you actually may beat us, I can't lie. You could.
Yeah. I would like to also hear, before we slowly start to go into the, I do also want to talk about, Arsenal games and, of course, Liverpool game as well. But I want to hear your thoughts. How did you see the Man City Chelsea game?
Tony and Hanno really said what I was going to say. I think City dominated, but it was more, I think Chelsea had the better chances. It was like a Liverpool United game for me, where we dominated, but United had a better chance. I think it was the same exact scenario where Chelsea were just trying to counterattack. It worked. That throw Jackson, yeah. If he scored his chance, Chelsea could have been 2-0. Yeah. He could have made it 2-0, okay? Knowing Chelsea would have bought that lead because Man City is Man City. But still.
You there?
Yeah. Oh, it's frozen on the speed.
Oh, he's frozen.
Yeah,
it's
frozen.
He's back.
Okay, it's back.
He's back. Keep going.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, I think Chelsea, they they could have gone 2-0 up. I think there'll be positive and negatives to take out of this game. I think let's take out the missed chances that you're taking draw at Etihad, and they got it. And listen, Chelsea, I think as much as they're going to take the confidence from this. They should take confidence from this draw for the Carabao Cup final. They should, especially with our injured players. You never know, because I can't lie, Chelsea, if they can show this type of heart in the Carabao Cup final, it's a one-off game as well. So it's not a two-legged game where you can lose one. All you have to do is win one game, and that's it. You won the League Carabao Cup. So listen, I think Chelsea probably deserve the draw. They probably deserve the win in terms of the chances, because man, I want to call out Haaland as well. Haaland needs to be called out. This Haaland guy.
Yeah,
he's still the top goal scorer though. But go ahead.
People call him the best striker in the world. Well, today he didn't show it. I think Mbappe is clear of that. As a footballer, Mbappe is better. I don't care what people say.
As a footballer, is clear, but striker.
And look, a header. The chance he could have scored to make it 1-1 with like 30 minutes to go. If he scores that, I think City win the game. Personally, because I think City had the control. It's just hard. I think this game may cost them the league, because we've noticed last 3 years, you've noticed a draw is a bad result for a terrorist. Every point you drop is a bad point. And look, I think Arsenal have games like this, Liverpool have games like this, Man City have games like this. So look, I think for me, it was just as much as I mock City, I think it's a one-off. I just don't think City will have this bad of a game ever. Like, I think just today was just off game finishing. If City finish their chances, I think if Haaland scores that, City win the game. I mean, you could say that for Chelsea as well, to be fair. Chelsea had chances, but yeah, overall, I think Chelsea would deserve probably a win, chances-wise. But yeah, it's a good result. Thank you, Chelsea. We'll hopefully be on the Carabao Cup. I know I need it. But I'm nervous for that game. I can't lie. Chelsea, if they play like this, it'll be a tough game.
Indeed.
But see, while we're trying to also critique Erling Haaland in that game, you ought to also remember that it takes two. The way Chelsea set up in that game, See, when you do go and defend compactly, like defensive discipline, and that's why, Hanno, that's why you have to take that as an advantage today, as something, as a positive that you have to take out today. We've clearly seen that if Poch wants to set up defensively to kind of stifle attacks of this flying wingers, from every angle, and flying appointment, he can actually set up to actually stifle their attacks. And that's what he did today, a careful show. See, look at Gusto today. Like, it was amazing, super amazing. So see, when you set up in a particular way to kind of like stifle their attacks, it could be any kind of striker, a big time striker. It doesn't really mean that Haaland will go in the next game and score a hat trick. He's done it. He's shown it. He's proven that he's the best striker in the Premiership. That's a fact. So I just feel like Chelsea set up in a very a compact way today, and it actually stifled the attacks of Manchester City. You didn't give them room to play. Caicedo was a very, very big part of breaking play today in the middle of the park. So, they actually had to go through the flanks to actually make any decent encroachment into that Chelsea 18-yard box, because in the middle of the park, they've been defeated by that a double pivot with Enzo and Caicedo, at that back end. So they had to go through. It's very difficult before you see City not going through the middle at times. They mix it up. They go through the wings. They come through the wings, but also they also make use of going through the center. But in that center, the Chelsea have blocked everywhere. So when you do keep your defense in a compact way, and you do set up your midfield to kind of like truncate the passes, Man City was true in the middle of the park. That's what you get. You get that kind of defensive discipline. And that's what happened today. And when you do extricate Phil Foden away from the matchup, this is what you get. You get points at the Etihad. That's what you get for setting up properly.
I think it was more of Pep sort with the midfield battle, because playing Foden on the right instead of Alvarez and Alvarez in the middle didn't really help them. Because Alvarez isn't a midfielder, and we've seen that countless times this season. We have seen that many times when City have dropped points. Alvarez being played in that 10 spot, and Foden, who is one of the best, if not the best creative spark on form right now for Manchester City, being pushed out to um, right wing. Yeah,
I think Chelsea deserve credit as well. I know we're praising, well, I think, like Tony said, I think Chelsea's up really well. I think they didn't outplay City, but they didn't allow Haaland, Foden, them not to have space to just get in behind as easily as they usually do. City had chances, but I think it was near the end they most had. I wasn't really at the start of the game. It was mostly when the game opened up. And like I said, I think Chelsea deserve praise as well. I think Disasi was out. Surprisingly, Disasi was good. Surprisingly. He was credit to him. I think Chelsea, I think Poch was right to do defensive when it was on 1-1, was 1-0. I think it was the right decision because City was starting to attack at that point. City was starting to actually dominate, and taking that gamble, taking the gamble of going defensive was the right idea. So Chelsea have credit as well, I think. I think it's way of both. Man City bowled it at the same time, but Chelsea deserve credit as well. Yeah, Chelsea were good.
Yeah.
I can't blame Poch. I can't blame Poch, like I said before. I can't blame him.
Okay.
I understand why he went as defensive, but yeah,
I hear it. I mean, like we said, it worked out at the end. It's like you were gonna take something away from that game either way, whether it be you win or draw. But losing, that would be especially with how the game plan was.
If you lost, we talk about Poch in a different way. If we lost that game,
I hear it.
So yeah.
Yeah, let's divert the conversation more to Burnley Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal, Lord have mercy. Tony, y'all are on fire. Y'all are on fire. I mean, 11 goals scored while 0 goals conceded in the last 2 games. Odegaard scored, got an assist as well, I believe. Saka scored a brace.
Sofia, is that how we're operating now? Sofia, is that how we're operating? Sofia.
Wait, what?
Sofia, is that how we're operating now?
She's praising you. What
11 goals? No, Sofia, because 11 goals doesn't tell the whole story.
But you score goals.
Be talking about 21. Listen to what I'm saying. You should be talking about 21 goals in 6 games. Come on, you're doing Arsenal a disservice when you just said 11 goals. Say as it is. Stretch it back.
11 goals in 2 games. Scoring 11 goals in 2 games and conceding 0.
It's not enough. It's not enough. I want you to tell these people the whole story.
I mean,
in 6 games, 21 goals.
Because
Liverpool fans, and Man City fans, and even in some incendiary spaces, Manchester United fans have been saying Arsenal don't have a striker. I hear you, but how come is Arsenal getting 21 goals in 6 matches? Make that make sense.
I hear it. But talk to me. I mean, Saka's cooking. My fellow Norwegian Odegaard is cooking. Trossard, I've been a big fan of Trossard since the Brighton days, and I was jealous when you guys got him. So wow, Havertz even got himself a goal. Talk to me. How you feel? You're cooking. Talk to me.
See, Sofia, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna come down here and shake my bum, because we did know what happened last
violently,
season. I'm not gonna come here and wax lyrical and shake my bum and say hallelujah and hooray. But one thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna say as it is. In 6 games, Arsenal have acquired 21 goals. Make that make sense. We beat Crystal Palace at the start of that run, and also we did beat Liverpool. So you can see it. Thank you for giving us that motivation, because at the end of the day, you do need one of these big teams, yeah, to set us an example, and you just keep
You
running with
do?
it. When you beat a team like Liverpool, probably the best team in the Premiership right now, and of course, the proof is in the pudding. They're leading the
Yeah.
pack right now. So when you get that big win against that big team that you need that statement win against, and you beat them 3-1 in your home and make a public show of them and discipline them at the Emirates, you can go into any den and create chances and modest teams. So right now, Arsenal is now actually rewriting what the mistakes we've done early in the season by imposing ourselves on this team and creating that fear factor that these smaller teams did have against Arsenal last season. So right now, that fear factor is being created. Make this make sense. You go into the Olympic Stadium just last weekend and go there and beat and pummel West Ham 6-0 and made all your fans leave the stadium at halftime. Make this make sense. Go into more of all places. Even Liverpool struggled to pick the 3-1 last weekend against these guys when they went to Anfield, of all places, a slaughter yard for most teams this season, but they struggled to get 3-1 across the line in that game. Arsenal goes to Tough Moor, one of the most difficult places to actually get statement wins, like amazing statement wins, against them. See, we won against these guys, 5-0. But again, let's just check what happened within the spaces and confines of that game. Arsenal 2.6 in terms of expected goal margins today, 0.28, I think, for Burnley today at Tough Moor. Look at the way we're restricting teams to actually move the ball. The midfield of Burge, Ramsey was crushed today, and it was exceptionally crushed today with Declan Rice imposing his figure in the middle of the park, and he's just protecting our back four. And again, to be very sincere, Burnley did not even create or have that extra bit of quality to actually overrun Arsenal in the middle of the park. We were just so strong for these guys, and the only movement that they had was Fofana when he made that dip run into that Arsenal 18-yard box, and he was truncated by Kivio, who was magically slotted into that left back position this season. And in the absence of Zinchenko, this is what he brings to us. With Zinchenko, you do have that inverted nuance going on when he's playing for us. But mind you, when it's taking these adventures up front and trying to get into open spaces by inverting, he's also leaving a gap in that left hand side, when he's there. So what does Kivio bring? He brings that conventional, conservative defending in that left back position. Just be deeply rooted in that center back, in that left back position. No need for this inverted stuff, and then you create that defensive solidity and compactness we need at the back. But Burnley didn't really threaten us today. In the middle of the park, we completely broke them. Esteve, never really had, I'm talking of their centre half, never really had the number of Bukayo Saka causing damage, and Trossard, who was making those intricate runs. And see, Arsenal and their intricate passing this season, at least in the last 4 or 5 games, has been superior this season, man. Trossard making those dip dashing runs, interchanging with Kai Havertz, who was playing as a false 9 today. It seems that's his best position, if you ask me, rather than tucking him in center left midfield. He looked great today. That got an assist today, also got a goal. What else do you need from a Kai Havertz contributing to the gameplay and also scoring a goal himself today? Bukayo Saka getting in on the act, scoring a goal. And again, you can see when Declan Rice chooses to actually progress the ball faster, he can do it. It's in his wheelhouse. And that's why I was always arguing with Arsenal fans who always say Declan Rice isn't a box-to-box kind of midfielder. It's just that kind of midfielder that you could restrict to the number 6 position. Well, he scored a worldie against West Ham by moving in, and scoring a worldie of a goal. And today, again, progressed the ball quicker, transition was quicker, got the ball across to Martin Odegaard, which was a very, 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 very big, threatening and dangerous machine. When you just leave him to operate in the middle of the park, he will cause danger, it will cause you problems, and he just caved that Burnley defense apart today when he laid that carefully laid pass that was given to him by a progressive run by Declan Rice, and he just caved that defense open, allowing Bukayo Saka to cut in from his right-hand side and just, smash that ball into the net. And a hapless Trafford going to get the ball time without number away from the net. At the end of the day, I kind of like pitied him at the end of the day, but this is what Arsenal would do to you. And see, we should also applaud Gabriel Martinelli in that first goal, in the build up to that first goal, just running that left-hand wing side and just running riot down there in the first 5 minutes. And that's why we scored in the first 4 minutes. So, that carefully laid pass to Martin Odegaard, and see Sofia, teams should be scared right now because our machine in the middle of the park called Martin Odegaard, he's back. I've gotten my captain back. He now has the penchant to actually get to those incisive passes, and that's what you want your captain of your football club to do: create chances, cut into defenses, progress the ball faster, progress the ball quicker. See, Sofia, you could now see that 6 weeks ago, Arsenal was playing this back pass, sideways passing. Tell me the truth. How many times have you seen it in the past 6 games since when these guys came back from Dubai? It's now progressive passes. It's now upward movement.
I don't know what you guys did in Dubai, but wow.
This is amazing from Mikel Arteta. If getting meat from Salt Bay is a pinnacle for Arsenal to be galvanized, Lord, may it continue. Mikel Arteta, please travel to Dubai, get those meat steaks. I don't care. Just make sure that this team keep performing at this optimal level and keep destroying these teams and bringing back that fear factor back to Arsenal. Amazing midfield, amazing striking today. Trossard can actually score, as a number 9 striker. Great. See, yeah, he was a bully today. He bullied that Burnley defense. It was expected today. Of course, what do you expect from a team that has actually shipped in double the goals that they've scored this season? In case you didn't know, in about 25 games, in 24 games, Burnley has shipped in a whooping 50 goals this season. I'm sorry, because I'm very, very good with my stats, so I shoot it out any way I like. So, it's about 50 goals this season they've conceded, with Arsenal pummeling them with about 5 goals. It's about 55 goals conceded by this Burnley side. Let that sink in. They've only scored 25 goals this season. Hapless Burnley, destroyed and capsized by Arsenal Football Club. This is destruction will leave at its wake if Mikel Arteta gets his substitutions right, if he gets his tactics right, and he's getting it spot on. And that's what I want to completely see. An Arsenal team that is compact in the midfield, great progressive play, pass the ball quicker, move the ball quicker, have a number 9 who's ready to score goals. Trossard have scored goals against Liverpool, the big teams, and also scored against the smaller teams in the league. That's the position you want your striker to have. Mind you, we don't have to risk Gabriel Jesus when he comes back from injury. You could just sit on the bench and watch Trossard cook this season. So this is the position I want right now. And Yuvraj, if I were you, I won't feel so comfortable in that number 1 position right now. I'd be quaking in my boots right now.
I'm not worried about Arsenal.
Picture. See, Yuvraj, this is the bigger picture, yeah, because I know you're the top guy, yeah, but see, this is the bigger picture. Thomas Partey is coming back from a long-term injury by next week. Make that make sense. I'll just leave you to just imagine what that would mean to my midfield when Declan Rice on a double pivot with Thomas Partey comes in, and then you know that destruction that will leave. Yeah, let's see. Let's throw that away. We have Jurien Timber, who is coming back from a long-term injury. We have Tomiyasu fresh from his exploit with Japan in the Asian Cup. He's coming back. Guess what? In case we do need to rest our captain, Martin Odegaard, Fabio Vieira is coming back to the team. So, see, it's looking scary. We're getting our players that have been off the field for some time, while Liverpool is out here licking their wounds that Alisson is injured. And, of course, many, with the rumors I've heard, there's a rumor in town that some of your players are getting injured. Let that sink in. How sure are you that Diego Jota would wouldn't bring
I still
it down
trust my
in the
attack.
next
I still trust my attack.
in this title run in? So that's what I'm talking about. While you are getting your players bandaged and in the treatment table, Arsenal is getting back their players, and one of the most fantastic players, which was one of the best CDMs last season, at least in the first 15 games last season, Thomas Partey is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
That will bring that much needed solidity back to our midfield when we do meet teams that are quite solid in the midfield and have solid players that would try to stifle us in the middle of the park. So it's looking amazing for Arsenal. Sofia, I don't think you can dispute this. Arsenal looks in ferocious form.
You do look very good. I'm not gonna lie. You are looking very good. What are your thoughts, Hanno? Were you able to catch some of that game? And if so, thoughts? You're on mute.
I didn't catch the game, but I'm just going to say, I want Arsenal to prove that they are this phenom, that we should fear them again in the Champions League this week, because scoring 5 against West Ham, scoring 6 against Burnley, it's not anything to be proud of. West Ham just lost to Forest 2-0. A Forest side that is like, what, 18th? Well, no, not that thirsty, but 15th in the Premier League. 5 points away from relegation. So, yeah, it's not, shouldn't be overhyping this performance. Let's see what they do in the Champions League first. Away to Porto. Let's see what they do. They've got Newcastle next weekend at home. If they do something against Newcastle, fair enough. Then, start believing. But next 2 games, if they do well in those games, then I will start giving Arsenal some credit. But now, not really.
I hear it. I just want to say before
I'm sorry, Hanno. This is always a recurring factor, and it always hurts me, when rival fans always do this, There's always that hurdle for Arsenal to always cross. Oh, let's see how they do in the next game. Before I was hearing Arsenal fans from rival fans here saying, "Oh, okay, they beat Crystal Palace. Okay, let's see what they do against Liverpool. Put up a performance. Let's see how that would look like." See, you saw what you've read. You don't want me to go into that game. You saw what we did to Liverpool. See,
we were shit at it.
From there, you keep saying, "Oh, okay, you know what? We know Arsenal. You put up this performance against Liverpool. Let's see what you do in the next game." Well, you saw what we did against West Ham. See, with Arsenal, it's always a continuum. You have to consistently prove yourself, and for me, it's becoming boring. Because no one lays that marker for Liverpool. And let's don't act as if Liverpool have won 3 Premier Leagues in 4 seasons. Let's not act in that way. They've only won 1 Premiership in how many seasons they've been going head to head with City. And no one lays that marker for them. So let Arsenal breathe. Let's celebrate. Let's be happy for the games that we've won right now. Actually, you can only beat the teams that put forward before you. So let's take it one game at a time and see where we get to, rather than putting pressure on this Arsenal team, because the pressure is what actually breaks teams most times in the Premiership in this title running most times. So let's just take it one at a time, one game at a time, and stop putting on unwarranted pressure on Arsenal. The same way there's pressure on Arsenal to win, it's the same way there's pressure on Liverpool to win games this season, because there will be tricky games. They will come up against Tottenham Hotspur. They have that crunch game against Manchester City. Man City have the drop point against Chelsea
at Old Trafford.
Exactly. They will bounce back against Liverpool. So, let's don't take that away. So all these things will happen. So teams will drop points this season. And in particular, I don't really think that Liverpool is imperious at Anfield. I still think they could be beaten at Anfield in a way.
I don't think they will.
Okay, good, no problem. But let's see what City, what City come to bring to the table against you guys. But I won't be sitting too confident, because you, Reg, I can see you. You look a little bit flamboyant and a little bit boastful in your face. I can see that smirk on your face. But time will tell.
I'm just saying. Listen, okay. We're still top. Whose has echo actually? Where is it gone now? It's gone now.
Before you, I of course want to let you speak you first, but I just want to say something quickly. Keep liking the video, people. And big up to Mina Football for the raid. She sent over some of the viewers here, so much respect to you, my sister. It's actually Mina's birthday today, so much love to her. Do subscribe to Mina Football. She's been on the channel before, and we've collabed before, so show her some love. Keep going, you Rich.
Okay.
You want to respond?
Listen, no disrespect to Arsenal. I'm still not fearing Arsenal. Okay. You lot on a good run. Okay. You lot. Let's go through the games. All right. So they beat Palace 5-0. Listen, Palace are shit. We can all agree. Palace under Roy Hodgson. No. Nottingham Forest away. Okay, that's a tough ground. I'll give you that one. Tough place to go. You won 2-1. I'll give you our game because you beat us 3-1. That was domination. Okay, I'll give you that one too. You actually dominated us. West Ham away. West Ham are not good. They had Paqueta out for the game as well.
But that still would be a tough ground, and it's a London derby.
Listen, okay, I'll give West Ham away because, of course, but Paqueta's a massive loss as well. Paqueta wasn't fit for that game. So, listen, West Ham, Burnley. Okay, let's be real. Burnley are not a tough place to go. Listen, but I know we struggled last week a bit, but we did that to ourselves instead of doing anything. We trust me, that day we were shit. We still won, but
But Arsenal wasn't shit though. That's the thing. That's the point.
I'm responding to the thing. Burnley made it tough. It wasn't. Listen, we made it tough for ourselves, and I'll give credit to Arsenal. I'm going to now. Arsenal deserve credit. They've scored like 21 goals in their last 6 games. I'll give you that. I mean, it was. My issue was your goal scoring starting to improve now. Listen, but like I said, I'm not fearing Arsenal. I'm still fearing City as my main rival. I'm like City are the main one for me. And look, listen, you want to get pressure. Look, in a title race, you always are going to get pressure. And especially with the games coming up, people will look at your next few games. People will look ahead for the future, because in the title race, you looking at it, every game matters. Literally, like every game matters, and there will be pressure on you. Mostly every game, because trust me, I've been tasked with Man City. You need to win every game. Man City will not drop points anytime soon now. Just get ready. Okay, Man City will go on that run. We're gonna both our teams. I trust my team. I said we'll go into Liverpool section in more depth, but I trust my team to deliver, but even with the injuries. So I think, look, I'm not dispraising Arsenal. I think Arsenal deserve massive credit for the last 5 games. They've got their goal back. Trossard, an underrated, but I rate Trossard high. I think he's very underrated. I think Trossard is a player that I think Arsenal be glad for they got Trossard over Madrid, because that was the biggest thing they've ever done. I think they bought him for 21 million as well, which is actually a bargain. So it was a bargain there. Declan Rice, how much more do I have to say? This guy is quality, by the way. Declan Rice, I wish we got him, but 100 million. Listen, I agree, by the way. I'll go more depth into that one once we get to the Liverpool section, but. Listen, I think Arsenal, like I said, they deserve praise, but I wouldn't be worried yet. But if they obviously, listen, they need to win trophies first. Listen, I know Arsenal, they are on decent form right now. Last season, they had a good title race. But Arsenal, for me, need to do I'm not worried about Arsenal yet. But if Arsenal, like I said, win their next couple of games and go on that run, couple of weeks, listen, I'll give them praise and I'll be worried about them. But my main worry is still Man City about them. That's my main
They're
worry.
still on your tail, though. They're still right there, you know.
I know.
It is a 3-horse race, you know.
That's 2 points. It's just 2 points.
Also,
it's just 2 points.
I'm not one of the fans.
If you drop a point against Tottenham Hotspur or against Brighton that you've dropped points already this season, it's over. It's over. So, you know.
You're saying you're not worried about Spurs, but you never know. The Kangaroos might be coming.
Okay, and plus Tottenham are just Tottenham. They're not going to worry me at all. Tottenham never worry me.
I'm not saying Arsenal is going to. It's just going to walk away and win games. We're going to drop points. It's normal. But I'm saying every team is going to drop points because the Premiership this season has taken a different twist. These mid-table teams are actually hard to beat. Ask Chelsea about it.
I'm not dispraising Arsenal, by the way.
If you do think that you would just go on a run, you're mistaken.
I trust my team.
You're going to face bumps along the way.
I trust my team to. I trust my team to go on this run because what they proved me this year, and I'm planning on going to Liverpool right now.
Yeah, you know what? We might as well. Let's talk about Liverpool. Let's talk about the game.
For me, it's a statement win versus Brentford, and I'm not even exaggerating because it's a hard. Listen, I've been looking at it, right? We had injuries before the game. Soboslai, Trent, now Curtis Jones. I'll go injuries in more depth once I finish this. Listen, it's a massive win. It's actually a massive win. Darwin Núñez, my striker, back from day one. He is shushing the hairs up. Just beautiful.
Virg, that was a great goal.
Listen, he made it difficult. He
always scores the difficult goals, and the easy ones, he just makes it hell difficult.
I don't know what it was. Núñez. It's just he's a very weird striker. Listen, but without
somebody gotta make write the I don't know, maybe do a documentary about him because he is interesting.
He is very weird. Trust me, he is very weird. I can't lie.
It was a good goal.
Yeah. So a good finish. Obviously, second goal. Was it McAllister?
Yeah.
Listen, this guy, he's a better DM. Listen, it's a weird one. He's better as a DM because I think he's used to playing there. That he's for the first time he's playing at 8, and just because Soboslai's out, I think he's playing the 8. And McAllister now, listen, McAllister scored, and Salah, man, what more can I have to say about this guy? He comes back, comes out month injury, he saves us. Well, actually, no, I think it was like 2-0 at that time. You never know, Brentford could score, and Salah just comes in and just like, no, we're not dropping points to Brentford in 3-0. So I think
the way he did it as well, it almost was looking like he was going to stumble and yada, but he kind of fought through it and then he scored. Yeah. It was, elite.
Trust me, man. Salah is just, he will never get, listen, I think, look, Salah and KDB are just that next level over this Prem. I think them two are the main, standards you want to reach because those two can just act that next level. I know KDB was off it today, but if we're basing it overall, I think them two are the key for a tower. If you're going to win the league, them two need for you to, team, you would take them any day because those can just make that one difference to make you win the league. So, listen, I can big up Salah for Salah. Jota, so I'll get into injuries now because our injury list.
Gakpo scored as well, though, at the end.
Oh, yeah, Gakpo, he needed that goal to be fair. Gakpo's been a shit form recently. Listen, Gakpo recently he's not been great. I think he's over a run of games. That's the thing. I'm not going to say because he's only played 1 game, 2 games, the rest. So our injury is going to be mad. Listen to this: Thiago, Bajcetic, Matip, Trent, Soboslai, Alisson, Jones, Jota, and Darwin Núñez potentially. That's what come out after the game. So our starters: Jota, Jones, Alisson, Soboslai, and Trent. 5 of our starters are out. So our injuries are stacked right now, and Thiago as well. I know Thiago, he's dead right now.
He
played 9 minutes against Arsenal. He played 9 minutes against Arsenal. I just go and just. So
I think Thiago might need to just put his boots up and call it a day, brother. You had a good run.
I thought Thiago would make a difference for our tower race at the start of the season, but no, decided not to. So listen, I'll forget Thiago now because Thiago is not going to make any difference in this tower race. He won't start over Jones. And by the way, Jones apparently the injury is Jones got serious injuries, and it looks like they're long term. They're not long term, but listen, we don't know the actual date, but Listen, Klopp said after the game it's not looking good. Listen, but what's mad? We're still top of the league after these injuries, but I think, look, I'm hoping to have Szoboszlai and Trent back by the Man City game. For the Man City game, we need these players back. Jota, Salah, and Trent. It's Jota, Szoboszlai, and Trent. Those three need to be back for the... To be fair, Bradley, big up Bradley, by the way. Bradley, hey, to be fair, does Trent start over Bradley straight away? Probably does for the Man City game, but does Trent deserve it? I don't know, because Bradley's been taking this chance. Bradley's been taking the chance. And I think he stops most teams in the Premier League because the right backs, on current form, he's actually probably one of the best right backs in the league. So, big up Bradley. Bradley was brilliant. Who are Jota obviously coming off with injury. I think Jota's underrated again. Yeah, Gravenberch, by the way, he needed that performance because I think Gravenberch's been getting a lot of hate, and I've been one of them. But Gravenberch, if he can do... Listen, all I need Gravenberch to do is just this. Just be good, okay? I don't care. Because his work rate is quite annoying, because for me, he does not be taken... Work rate is not there for Gravenberch. He's not a work rate player. He's not. He's more of an attacking player. So I just think Gravenberch...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. His work rate isn't really that effective, but he's also effective in providing intricate passes. When you're looking for that midfielder to just get through, with those intricate passes and more effectively with those passes, he's the guy to talk to. So
I agree.
Again, Yuvraj, remember this is his first season.
I know.
Bro,
I'm just saying what the fans been saying.
I'm
still giving him time. I'm still going to give him time. Look, I'm not going to quit over Gravenberch. Obviously, Klopp leaving's just made this worse because I can't lie. I think Gravenberch may not be used next season. Xabi Alonso comes in. I'm like, all right.
Are you sure you're going to get Xabi Alonso?
Yeah. My sources told me we're already talking.
Your sources?
I'm joking. I'm not actually going into this. I'm joking. I'm just guessing. I'm hoping to get Xabi Alonso. If we don't get Xabi Alonso, we're finito. Say goodbye. We're done. Listen, I don't want De Zerbi. I do not want De Zerbi. If you get me De Zerbi, I'm done. De Zerbi's just... De Zerbi's just a hype manager, man. I can't... De Zerbi's not good. If we get De Zerbi, we're screwed. So I think it's Xabi Alonso or no one, unless you get Zidane. The only one I can accept is Zidane.
Zidane you can forget about, brother.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's basically Xabi Alonso or no one. If you don't get Xabi Alonso, we're kind of screwed because I can't.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a scenario without Xabi. I think it's just rain. Like the way Klopp was talking yesterday about him, it's just like, come on, it has to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'll be very shocked because I just think I think if Xabi Alonso is the choice between Bayern Munich and Liverpool, he's picking Liverpool because Bayern Munich. Listen, would you rather stay in the league again or go to a team that really needs you? And I think Liverpool's a better environment than Bayern just because of the fact that the fans will back you no matter. I think Bayern fans are good, but I think Liverpool fans will just have that back you. And I think Xabi Alonso will get the fans straight on. For me, a De Zerbi won't get the fans straight on. De Zerbi will have like 50% support, 50% not support. Amarim from Sporting, same thing, 50-50. I don't know if their fans will support him. Xabi Alonso gets respect straight away. I think Xabi Alonso. Listen, the Brentford game, it was a good win, a much needed win. The injuries just don't stop though. Doesn't help that because listen, I'm telling you that Chelsea gonna be tough now because I think Szoboszlai won't be back, Trent won't be back, Curtis Jones won't be back for that, Jota won't be. Yeah. So obviously 5 are starters. So you might beat us in the Carabao Cup final.
If Nunes is out, I think we have a good chance.
I think
if he's not out, no.
This is knowing our luck, yeah. Nunes out for the Carabao Cup final, guaranteed. Listen,
I think if you have Nunes and Jota's also out potentially.
Yep. Right? Yeah, he apparently has a knee brace. I think something like that.
Jota has to be.
Listen, it's not looking good. Listen, the injuries are not stopping, and we just need to. Listen, I just think we just need to survive this bit. Listen, about these next, but when Szoboszlai Trent come back, we need to just win. I don't care how performances are. Listen, I could see that happening as well. To be fair, I could see this. Xabi Alonso staying. But I just think okay. The injury that's come out apparently was Curtis Jones left the stadium with the crutches, does not good, and with wearing a protective boot. So that's the Jones one. Jota has left the stadium with crutches and a knee brace. So
yeah, they're out. They're out for a while.
I'm hoping. Look, we're gonna need to somehow survive, and that's what I'm saying about performances. I don't care about performances right now. once we get those players back, and look, I think Arsenal care about performance because they mostly have the players back. City will care about performances. For me, it's just about winning now. Because
I think when you're in the title race, it's just about like, you know, you have just a few months left. I'll be like, I just want the W. I want I don't know what you think, Tony.
You've Raj. Don't dream. Yeah, don't dream about this win today. Yeah, just take it easy.
It's a statement win.
Yeah, we're talking about
Brentford kickoff. Brentford away at top as well. Can we just stop?
See. Brentford have played 11 games. Yeah, with just 2 wins.
By the way,
in the last 11 games.
They've been pretty poor.
No, it's poor. No,
win though. It's still
You've Raj. Brentford has been poor. In 11 games, I'm just telling you right now. In 11 games, they've won only 2. In 11 straight games, they've won only 2.
Okay, let's not just about Brentford. Can we stop?
It's a poor team. They've played 24 games this season.
Okay.
And they've only gotten
since Ivan Toney come back, let's see their
team.
Tony,
do you know how many goals they've conceded?
Listen,
can
we not Brentford?
It's a one
at a time.
Don't use this Brentford game as a yardstick. Of course, you know
it's a massive win.
You can only beat the teams put in front of you.
It's a massive win.
Take it a little bit easy. You didn't beat City or something like that. If there's anyone taking any cake out of here, it's Chelsea for joining against City.
Wait, Tony, we can't do that because it kind of then, you know, Tony, if this was you, we would still be like, it's a Tony.
No,
okay,
look,
okay, look,
Tony,
you're disrespectful, man. I can't.
Big team that will mold today, and I'm sorry.
Are we gonna ignore? It's a half-time kickoff. Brentford away.
Now, Rich, what we're not gonna do is the whole 12 kickoff because that is come on.
Okay.
So Tony, get Hanno into this as well.
You just said Liverpool shouldn't be praised for this whenever Brentford because Brentford.
No, I didn't say. No. You've taken it out of context. I just said, don't just herald this win as a statement win or something like that. It's another game that you just have to win. Yeah,
it was.
You don't have to overhype it.
Then we shouldn't.
I'm not overhyping my win. It's a routine win. But don't overhype it as something that shows you're gonna win the league. You have games against Tottenham. Show me against those teams. Against against Man City.
When Jonathan Jones came off.
Okay, guys, one of you got to talk or the viewers can't hear you.
I kind of say when Jonathan Jones came off, at that point it was I think it was 0-0. You're like, okay, from there, logically you're thinking both of our 2 key players. That was I think our best performers at that point. Jonathan Jones were our best probably players at that point. They came off right, and you're looking at like Liverpool could drop points here because I think Jota and Jones at that point, losing them was actually crucial for us. And the fact that our second half performance, with the injuries we have as well, I think this team has showed me a lot this season. And this performance has shown me that we can still win the league without injuries right now. And I think we want the players back. I think we need them back desperately. But I think we can survive. Look, if they're back to if they're not back for the City game, we're kind of screwed. If they are back for the City game, I think we can win the league, maybe, bro. I still think City are favourites, but if we get a result of Man City, and if Alisson's out for the long term, I think he is, and Keller plays with Man City, say goodbye. That game's gone because Man City just gonna long shots and they'll score. So, listen, I'm hoping our players are back for that game. I don't think Trent. To be fair, Trent. Well, that's not West Man City. Of course, you want him, but I'll need a defensive guy who can cover Foden or Doku. I'm willing to start Gomez in that game as right back, and then bring Trent on when the tight legs come in. Do the ball. You can do the ball over the top. And look, overall, it's a good win. I think it's a statement win. But look, if you don't call it, I won't call you like deluded because if you have Brentford away, Brentford on shit form. However, look, I'm looking at the injuries we have. It's a massive win for us. 4-1. And look, next game, Luton at home won't be easy. That one, I know. Luton. Trust me, Luton won't. It won't be.
Right.
We're playing them tomorrow, so I'm not going to say anything.
You're damn right.
It's gonna be. What?
You're damn right. That won't be an easy game. You know how they play. You know what they do. They come to stifle you, the physical side. And see, Deathspire is just a team that just got back from the championship.
And guess what? The finals are 3
tall,
days after that.
players. They're ready. They're ready for a scrap.
Because
Yeah.
the finals, 3 days after that.
That's how they play this season. They're ready for a scrap. And I don't think your team is ready for a scrap right now, because most of your team, most of your players are a little bit fragile. Of course, Salah just came back from injury. See, you have to remember, Salah is still fragile. He just came back from an injury and he's starting to score goals already. Good and okay, but he's still fragile. It's not like it's gotten 3, 4
players that I'm looking at. Players like Salah and KDB.
In his arm right now, he doesn't have that. Gravenbach also just came back from an injury. He's still fragile in a way. You've just told us right now that you have 2 to 3, 4 players that are already out. See, there's a big injury problem alarming in that football club. And right now, for you to come and face Luton in your next game, I'm licking my lips, because they're one of the most physical side in this league. And I'm sorry, man. If they get physical with you,
I think it'll be a tough game, but let's not.
These are the things, and these are the games you might lose points. I'm just saying, because you lost points against Luton. Can you remember that? Can you remember that you drew against Luton? Okay, do you remember you drew against Luton in the first game?
Did you?
Our finishing was poor that day. Okay, our finishing was shit.
No,
yes.
The thing is, though, let's be honest. Luton has been difficult for a lot of teams.
Yes or no? Did you draw? Did you lose?
Okay, well, we our finishing was shit. Our finishing was shit.
Take the L.
Bro, Nunes, I think Nunes is the open goal which would have been 1-0.
Okay, but Tony, do you think that the West Ham and Burnley when Arsenal was a statement win or not?
Who are you asking, Hanno?
Tony. The West Ham and Burnley win. What wins were those statement wins or not?
Or were they routine wins?
That's a bit of a confusing one, because no, I get you, but they're confusing ones because it's kind of like mixed in a way. It's different when you go, and beat West Ham 2-1, 3-1. That's a decent game, yeah? There's nothing to actually herald with in that win. It's a routine win, yeah? If you go play against Burnley, win a conservative 2-0, it's a decent win, yeah? But again, when you're going to the Olympic Stadium, mind you, these games are away. They're away games. You're going into the Olympic Stadium and pumping West Ham with 6-0. That's a statement on its own. It means you're scoring goals even without a striker. You're scoring goals. You're pumping lots of goals to these mid-table teams. So it's striking fear. It's bringing back that fear
without Jesus even.
You're beating Burnley at Tough Moor 5-0.
Okay, can we not gas up Burnley? No. Do not gas up Burnley.
No one is gassing that up. I'm just saying that it's a statement in a way when you pummel these teams.
Listen,
if you get a decent win, maybe it might just be a routine win. But when you're mauling these teams, it becomes a different story.
The way they play, if
Liverpool beat Burnley with about 5-0, 6-1 or something like that, that's a huge statement win. But when you go struggle against them and beat them 3-1, there's lapses, and that's why you're seeing those lapses right now.
Listen, only United made a Burnley game. Only United made the Burnley game. The only team.
Wait, only United did. Excuse me, huh?
Only United made the Burnley game difficult. Only United are the only team to make Burnley away difficult.
Shush. Get out of here.
You're the only one who made the difficult. Let's be honest. Burnley away is not.
Don't do that.
Burnley away is probably one of the easiest stadiums to go. Because Burnley play.
Okay, but so your wins are massive wins, but we can't say Liverpool win over Brentford is a massive win.
No,
while
you're taking
Brentford
it out of context.
has a much better record right now.
Just let him finish, Tony, and then you'll rebuttal.
Then West Ham and what's his face?
Burnley.
Burnley. So yeah, that's all.
I agree. I think Brentford away is much tougher than Burnley.
I agree with you, Hanno. I agree with you. But again, even deep down in your heart, you do know when you beat a team 6-0 and when you maul a team 5-0, it's a win outside the ordinary. If you know there's a difference between beating a team 2-1 and 6-0, you know that deep inside. You can't dispute that. So what that means is that you're bringing that fear factor back to that team.
Oh, I do not.
You have lots of goals.
I'm not throwing Arsenal.
That's all I'm saying. So it's mixed in a way. I'm not saying it's a big team
you were just letting finish.
Actually herald that way. But I'm just saying that you're pumping these teams with goals. So the next team you're going, you know, to play the next week will be wary of your attack because they know you have lots of goals in you. Hanno, if you think that teams aren't looking at Arsenal right now and quaking in their boots, I'm sorry, man. 21 goals in 6 games. Even City, the champions of Europe, don't even have that.
I would disagree. Listen, the fear factor. I'm not worried about Arsenal. Personally, Arsenal, they're on good form. Okay, I'll give you that one. But
Arsenal beat you. And we drew at Anfield. So the conversation is ended, and we.
I'm still not saying you're not fearful.
I'm not. Listen, Arsenal are good. What makes you
fearful?
What makes you fearful is they will need to listen. It's weird with Arsenal because I'm not fearing them, but at the same time they're still in this title race. Maybe I'm wording it wrong. I'm more fear of City than Arsenal, and my main concern is City. Arsenal for me are like they're my second concern, but my first concern is Man City. I think everyone, even Tony King, Man City.
True, they're always a threat. Yeah,
Man City are always a concern. Listen, they're always the first blood to aim because you need to beat Man City. You need to beat Man City at Anfield. We need to beat Man City at Anfield. For me, that's a must-win for me because if you draw that game, it's going to be more of a 1 point behind you. There'll be 1 point behind you if they win the game in his hand. They probably will. So for me, look,
you never know.
Listen,
I've beaten City this season. Raj, I've beaten City this season.
Okay,
I've picked up maximum points again. I've actually beaten them twice.
Consistency is key. Listen, you can't base a league off one game. I'm not gonna listen. You beat Man City. And listen, it's a good result. I think you beat the most teams in Big Six this season as well. Listen, Arsenal. I'm not dismissing Arsenal here. I'm not. Listen, I think Arsenal is a terrorist. I'm just not fearing Arsenal, but I think Arsenal is a terrorist.
That's your prerogative, I guess.
That's a valid point. I do get you, and I respect what you say. But again, I think it's subjective. It's subjective to you because. There'll be some other teams. I'll give you an example right now. Last season, Arsenal was scoring goals, but we were leaking goals. We were conceding lots of goals. That was a big problem last season. This season, Arsenal is not scoring goals right now, but we're also compact at the back right now. So now check this out now. Manchester City, we were at par with Manchester City in terms of goal difference because of those goals. Now, Hanno, this is where I'm keying in the advantages of mauling teams. Arsenal, just before getting into this matchup today, was at par with goal difference with Manchester City. Let that sink in. So let's say it goes down the wire, remove Liverpool out of the equation. Right now, with the amount of goals that Arsenal have scored, we will be winning the league as it is because we now have superior goal margin. So that's why I was bringing that particular factor about beating teams with a big number of
goal margin. Yeah, of course.
It sets you up there. And right now, we've surpassed Liverpool in terms of goal difference. So imagine right now,
I think it doesn't matter.
If they drop a point and Arsenal gets 2 points over them, guess who's going to be at the top of the table? It's Arsenal. We have +1 over them right now as we speak.
Yeah. I hear it. I mean, I think you all have valid points for sure. And, me as a neutral, obviously, me and Hanno, we're not in the equation. We're just sitting back. And, I mean, as a United fan, it sucks to be in this predicament, having to see us missing out on all the fun. But we'll be there one day. Either way, though, before we slowly wrap up, I do want to, of course, talk about another game. I mean, Tony, we had a game that was going on at the same time as your game, which was, of course, the Spurs Wolves game. I don't know if any one of you guys watched it. Obviously, you much had to leave, so we'll just keep this one a little bit short. But it was lovely to see Wolves end up beating and eating the rosters. The Spurs with the brace by João Gomez. Wonderful. Wonderful. Did anybody of you watch the game?
It was going on at the same time with Arsenal's game, so I couldn't watch it. But I was actually following the goals scored, and good win for Wolves. And I think Wolves have been they've been underestimated this season. Yeah, they literally have killers down there. And Cunha is looking good, and they have this Gomez guy. And mind you, in the reverse fixture just last year that they lost that game at the penultimate period. So Wolves, that is team that sometimes when they get their players and their whole squad, with them, they could just go on some certain kind of runs and blitz teams. Mind you, we've totally forgotten that they beat City. Actually, they were the first team that beat City this season, and they opened the floodgates this season. So it's actually a very, very decent. I'm not saying over the top kind of team, but it's a decent team. So a team that has taken nearly up to 6 points away from top sides, traditional top six this season. They beat Man City, they beat Chelsea to it. I think they beat Man United. So I think they've taken nearly up to 9 points this season.
They didn't beat us.
Man United?
No, sure. We won.
Sure.
We won both games. Both times. They should have the opening game. They should have gotten a penalty, so they should have left with something.
Yeah. That was it. Okay. But anyway, it's still a decent, still a decent performance.
They've been
cooking
cooking.
a point from the traditional top two. So good point. Yeah, Wolves are being underrated, and I like a Cunha. Cunha looks good. Scoring this season. Gomez is looking good too. So great for them
Tony.
again to beat our not London rivals. So it's sweet.
Of course, Hanno, thoughts about the game if you watched it?
I didn't watch it, but
no,
I kept up with the scores. But it's massive win for Wolves, and again, Spurs, Ange. When he plays a team that plays counter-attack, he fumbles the bag. West Ham, 1 up, lost that game too.
I'm sorry, I had to.
This game, 2-1 as well. What other games? Thinking.
There's been some other games where they also either draw. I think Everton at the end they drew.
Yeah, at the end 2-2 as well. Yeah. Let's check any other games.
Might probably be more, to be honest. But it's like what you're saying here, like what Saint says here. What I've noticed from today is from the entire Premier League games how effective counterattacking has been, and often it can be very, very much effective. And you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. So those two games stand out, and Wolves look fantastic. That downward run of out of form, responding back with a win, and that's a class. I think whoever snaps him up is going to have a star on their hands. It's just the way there's not many wingers these days that can get past your a fullback, like run past them properly.
Yeah.
There's not many that can do
With
that.
Case, I was like, yo, that was insane. I need him.
Yeah.
I need Neto. I need him. Legit. Like Mar said, the Wolves look good for real. Fantastic would be a stretch. I mean, you know what? They have moments where they look really fantastic. You know what? We gonna say it, Mark. We gonna say it. Why not? But Kulu got the gotten a goal as well, so they kind of was in the equation. But at the end of the day, Wolves they ate good today, which is lovely. But with for instance, with Spurs having technically, I think this might be like what is it? Another game where Spurs lose or they're just not able to beat Wolves. They do struggle a lot against Wolves, so they might be their bogey team potentially.
Yeah. That's 3 in 3 games against Wolves, which they have lost. It's better for bogey team right now.
Okay, Mark, we are not gonna. I know exactly who you're referring to, Mark. We're not gonna go there, Mark. Not on this platform, Mark. I'll pick up to you. Either way. But yeah, anything else that you want to mention against Spurs in regards to Spurs? You think, okay, was this maybe game of flukes? Are they able to maybe continue with the good form that they've had, the good performances next week? Or will they start to have a little bit of cracks every now and then? I don't know. Go ahead, Tony.
Sports do Spurs things at the end of the day. Yeah, that's a fact. But again, I was so surprised seeing Maddis come back, and yet, they're not firing on all cylinders. I failed to see those goals come back. I know he's just coming back from injury, but I would have assumed that they should have started, firing on all cylinders, getting back these players that have been injured and missing from the team, like Son, who has been missing because of the Asian Cup. I was expecting that, they would start churning out those wins quite easily. Van der Veren has established himself as a respected centre back this season in that Tottenham back four, but again, when you look at their squad depth this season, it looks quite empty. They might have to bring in a Bentancur, but he's not gotten lots of game time this season. He's been injured this season too. So, and you need that consistency as a player, to keep oiling the machine, and they have to rely on Holbert from the bench. Like, it's not really that desirable. Johnson is good, but is he the entirely finished product? That leaves a lot to decipher. And again, when you went out to go get Timo Werner, you know what you're getting. You're getting a striker who can score goals. We've seen this guy at Chelsea Football Club. Couldn't offer them anything. Why in God's name do you think this guy is going to offer you anything? And
no idea.
It's not just possible.
Thank God we didn't.
Business that doesn't really look good. Dragosic doesn't really look particularly amazing. You might be a good signing in the long run, but of course you have to acclimatize to the Premiership. So they've done businesses that doesn't particularly look quite good. Son has his his good days and his bad days. Richarlison is a hothead. He could get goals in some games, and some games he could just just sleep off, and that's what happened today too. So that's what you get. Ange Bo might have gazumped the league in the first 10-15 games, but right now that's the problem. Teams start finding out your gameplay, how you play, how you set up, and I think things have started figuring this out. Unlike Mikel Arteta, it's the same thing. When he was winning these games last season, teams reinvented themselves and set up properly to stifle Arsenal's attack. And you could see that, at the tail end of last season, teams started figuring out how to play Arsenal. It's simple. Keep a low block and just double up on Bukayo Saka, double up on Martinelli, shut down the midfield, keep a compact defense and try to catch Arsenal with carefully measured counter attacks, you will get Arsenal to open up, and with Arsenal you always have a chance or two against them. So that's the problem. But again, Tottenham Hotspurs, anyway. But again, let's don't be too quick to judge Ange Postecoglou. It's his first season. Let's see what I still think he's a manager. It's his first season in this football club, so I think he just needs time. But when you see people like Deji Spurs, herald this team as a team that's going to finish above Arsenal, then you begin to have a different kind of, yeah, exactly, and you begin to hope that this team will fail, just to set some lessons straight to these Tottenham fans that are beginning to think that they are in this title picture for some reason that I don't understand. They've not had this scenario where they've been in the title shout for in seasons.
And they started off pretty good, though, to be honest.
I don't know. They started pretty good, but again, see, you need squad depth to get you over the line. They don't have that squad depth. They've not done particularly good business. They sold their most valuable striker, one of the most potent strikers in English history, and they did not even buy any striker in replacement, and this is what you get. Mid-season, the Son would drop, his performances would drop. Richarlison can't get over the line, and then you brought in a striker from Germany who has failed at Chelsea before. There's a reason why Hanno's team rejected this guy, and you went to bring this guy to pump goals for you. I'm sorry, he's not going to score even up to 5 goals this season for you. He's a poor striker.
Yeah. No, I hear it. What did you say, Hanno?
Thank you, Mark. God bless you. Thank you very much, Mark. I really appreciate that, Mark.
Tony, what striker are you speaking about?
Was it Ryan?
That sign.
Tony, he's asking you.
What play did you say we rejected?
I didn't get it.
Because he's awful. He's out a striker.
You said something about rejecting a striker, Chelsea. What's that?
Oh! I was talking of Timo Werner.
Yeah.
Timo Werner didn't really hit the ground running at Chelsea. Of course, you did reject him and send him back down to Germany. And even in Germany, he didn't really rediscover his form in Germany. Don't get it wrong. He could be a decent striker, but not a striker for the Premiership per se. He can't get them over the line. Richarlison is a player that's not consistent. Sometimes he could, get goals for you here and there, which is what he's done for them this season. But again, there's a reason why Gabriel Jesus is ahead of him in the Brazilian national team. It is because Richarlison is not that kind of guy you could actually be very consistent with your belief in him. And like today, that's why I can't get them over the line. You just need trusted and consistent players to get you over the line in it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Anything else you want to add to it, Hanno, before we wrap up?
No, not really anything else. Just think one comment Robbie made there. I think we all get why N62 is his philosophy, but even the best managers has to adapt to games sometimes. So I get sick into his philosophy is the best, but you have to sometimes adapt. That's what the best managers do.
That is a good point. Yeah, 100%. And I agree with that premise for sure, that sometimes, he can maybe struggle a little bit in game management. Like he has that one plan, he kind of stuck with it. But it's like what Tony says, this is his first season. he'll figure it out. Of course, there's been some games where it looks to be that he has, that he is learning and getting it. Today didn't fully get it, but I do think some of the players weren't really on it as well. And Wolves, we also do have to give credit to Wolves because they were on it and they didn't really give up, and with what Gary O'Neill is doing with that Wolves team is incredible. So I do think that definitely deserves a proper praise. But it'll be, interesting to see how Spurs go. I mean, they do need to get, like you mentioned, Tony, the squad depth is not there. That is something that they have to address in the summer. If they really want to be, amongst the big boys, they gotta make sure that they get some proper new signings in. Madison, incredible, of course. And with Mickey Van de Ven, incredible as well. But the drop off is there when they do lose some of the key players. So they have to make sure that they get that over the line. But yeah, I want to say a big thank you to my guest here. Obviously, you was here earlier on. So big up to him, the Liverpool fan. We have Tony, of course, and Hanno. Both of their channels are linked in the description box. So make sure that you do subscribe to their channels. Tony, what is up for you next? You got anything coming up on your channel?
Yeah, on Monday, I have a show on Monday called the Dial and Cloud Show. So we're looking into a preview into that Crunch Champions League match. See, I'm sorry, the clubs that I'm actually talking to right now aren't in the Champions League. See, I don't mean to sound all disrespectful or squeaky, yeah, but Arsenal is in the Champions League. I know that Manchester United is not. I know Chelsea is not. Don't blame me. Just
we were there, but we screwed up.
Sophia, please don't blame me. I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm not blaming you. It was a low blow, though, Tony, but it's fine. It's fine.
But see, so I have that preview show where I will talk about the game and talk about Arsenal's win against Burnley today with a friend of mine called Dow. So I'll be having the Claude and Dow show on Monday. On Tuesday, I'll be having a show with Hot Fuzz, a Manchester United fan, a friend of my channel too. On Wednesday, I'll be doing the watch along for the Arsenal versus Porto game, which is in faraway Porto. So let's see what happens. That'll be a big one. And people in the chat, big ups to you. I actually am a person that actually respect people who come in to watch these channels. With channels trying to grow, you could have been anywhere you want to be right now. There are other big channels that are doing lots of stuff, but you guys chose to come down here to spend it with Sofia, me, and Hanno. Thank you guys very much. You guys are real heroes. You people are what makes this channel tick. If anyone doesn't pay respect to you, I will be that person to pay that respect to you. You guys are the real heroes down here, and thank you very, very much. And of course, you can join me on Tony Claude Gunner TV. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a Man United fan, a Liverpool fan. I bring a cross section of people to come to my channel to come talk football, so I don't discriminate in any way. You always have a say. You can always come in and throw me when Arsenal loses. You can always come there to support me too. It's all good. So come to my channel, come and support me too, and let's see where we can go. Big up to all of you, and God bless you guys, and have a lovely week ahead, guys.
Hey, what an outro. Big up to you, Tony. Big up to my brother from another mother. Big up to you. And Hanno, anything you got coming up on your channel?
First of all, big up for having me. Pleasure as always. As for content on my channel, Premier League, of course the midweek games predictions, along with the Champions League, and then the other any other content, probably cricket show on Monday, talk about the latest stuff happening in the cricket world. Then that's about that. I believe there might be also EFL Championship midweek, so then we'll preview that games as well. So that's really all of that. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, cricket and football on my channel really. That's really that. We'll see about West Indies. We'll see, but catch all of that on there. But yeah, tomorrow all eyes are on the or former mighty Manchester United. Let's see what they can produce.
Yeah, it will be us. It will be us tomorrow. Yeah,
we will be
have
there.
to, we must. It's all I'm gonna say. We must. Yeah, I'll be back, of course, tomorrow to do a live match reaction straight after that game. I beg United, please let me have a good weekend. It's been a great Saturday. Let's finish it off with a great Sunday. Aaron asks, so Atletico Madrid preview. Yes, I am actually planning to do a preview on Monday. We'll talk. We'll DM me, Aaron. We'll talk. I'm planning Inter. As Man United is not in the Champions League, my second team Inter, who's always had a soft spot in my heart. Forza Inter, let's go all the way and win the Champions League, baby. Let's do it. But big up to my guest once again. It's been an incredible show. I've loved it. And like I said, do subscribe to my guest. Link is in the description box. Subscribe to this channel. Show it some love. Like. Feel free, of course, to join the SFT membership. Link is in the description box. Also pinned in the chat. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Glory, glory, Man United. And Forza Inter. Peace out, people. See you tomorrow.
Big ups.